Hello again, and thanks for joining me on another one of these review videos. Today we've got this Märklin box set. It's number 4876. It's a banana transport wagon set. So we'll have a little look and see what we've got inside. As normal, it's nicely presented here, and looking around the box, it's in pretty good condition. I did get this second hand, but it seems to have had a pretty good life. This icon here, I keep talking about this. These wagons have been fitted with wheels which work on the Märklin 3-rail system. If you have Hornby or Pico track, this will short it out. Down here it says banana transport car set in English, and it has this sticker here. I'm not quite sure, I think this is maybe US dollars, but it's saying that it's worth a list price of 129 US dollars, I guess, and 99 was the price that this was sold for. That seems quite high, but maybe these things in America are quite high. So let's see what's inside this box. As normal with these Märklin packaging, it's just a cardboard sleeve that slides off to reveal polystyrene tray with the models inside. So we've got 2 railway wagons and a little van. So before I start to have a look at these wagons, let's see if my assistant can find anything about this company.
I tried to find out about the companies advertised on these wagons and didn't find much. On one of the wagons is the company name HK Rep and Cons. This company was founded in 1895 by Hermann Karl Rep, a merchant and shipowner, and initially specialized in the trade of raw materials such as coffee, cocoa, and spices. However, I didn't find any direct connection with the company and the import of bananas, but it is certainly possible that the company had some involvement in the banana trade at some point. It's also debatable that German railway wagons of the era portrayed in these models were painted yellow or not. I did find this photo of a real wagon that matches one of these models, but it's unclear if it was yellow or white. That's all I could find. Please comment below if you know more.
So let's have a look and see what we've got in here. So we'll start off with the wagon down the bottom. So it just slides out quite easily. And the first thing you'll notice, obviously with this and the other 2 items in this set, is that they're very brightly coloured in this really great vibrant yellow colour. This van has opening doors which are open very easily, and it has a brakeman's cab at this end of the wagon. It has hand railings here moulded as a separate part, and this is quite flexible plastic, which is good, so it'll take a few knocks. The brakeman cab's quite good. It isn't glazed or anything, but it is quite a nice little detailed part. It does have a different colour roof, which matches in with the roof of the wagon, this kind of eggshell cream colour. On the side it's got a lot of printing. You can see quite a lot of detail in numbers and some logos here of bananas, Deutsche Reichsbahn. Well, it's quite nice decoration down the side of the wagon. One thing to notice when these doors are open is that the inside of the wagon has no detail on the floor. You might want to put something in there if you're having this wagon having the doors open. Otherwise I don't really see why you would have the doors open. It's not a very good interior. On each corner you can see these handrails which are moulded into the plastic of the rest of the body, but you can't see right way through, so that's quite a nice touch. They're very delicate, so they might break if you're not careful. So underneath there's not a huge amount of detail here. The steps are quite nicely added on, and there is a representation of some brake gear here, but it isn't hugely detailed, and it's just part of the bottom moulding of the wagon. The wheels run fairly well, and the brake shoes are in line with the wheels, which is really quite a nice touch. The couplings are on cantilevers as well to help this get around tight corners, and they work very well as well. Let's have a look at the other wagon now. This one doesn't have a brakeman's cab, so at each end it's just a flat end, and it's got the same kind of steps as the first wagon. It's also got these handrails that I mentioned. The printing on the side of this one is slightly different. It's got the similar kind of stuff here, but this says Hanover, and it has a different number. It also has this interesting character. Not sure what kind of character that is. Maybe it's something to do with a banana company. It also has some printing on the chassis as well, which is a nice little touch. They're very small printing, but you can see them here in the video. It's very difficult to make out with the naked eye. Underneath, it's very similar to the first one. It does have these cantilever couplings again, and there is still some representation of brake gear, nice steps, but not a huge amount of detail. Again, it's just a one-piece moulding. And the roof is the same colour, this kind of eggshell white colour. So this is really quite neat. It's made by Märklin as well. It's got a metal body and a plastic chassis, so it's quite heavy, and it has some really nice touches to it. A little brake handle here. So at the front you've got a metal front part with the lights, and this part here is made of metal as well. There is no glazing though on this model. The wheels are very delicate plastic mouldings, but they are nicely spoked and they revolve pretty well. And underneath is some representation of some engine or running gear, but not a huge amount. But it's certainly convincing enough. And on the side it's got the same printing as the last wagon we looked at. It's quite well printed. The overall finish is really good on this. It's kind of like a satin yellow colour. At the back there's some indication of a door and some hinges, but I think maybe the paint has got rid of most of the detail on that, so it's not that great, but it's good enough. It's got a nice little step here as well, which is made of metal. So let's see what these three things weigh. So the first wagon we looked at weighs 37 grams. The second wagon is slightly heavier at 39 grams. And finally the little van is just 26 grams. So overall, this set here is quite an attractive set. It's very eye-catching with the colours, but the wagons, while moulded well, are simply done. There's not a huge amount of detail, and certainly the underframes aren't great. They're more maybe a budget model, but the printing on the side is really good. They are very attractive and they're very eye-catching. The little truck is quite a nice addition, quite detailed as well. It's very small, but it is actually quite a nice little van. Would I recommend this set? I think it would be good to add to your collection as some interesting promotional model, but it's not going to be the best models you're ever going to own. So I'd probably say if you can get this at a good price, I would purchase it. I probably wouldn't purchase it for the over $100 that were being advertised on the side of the box. So I'm going to put each of these on the turntable so you can see all the way around. In the meantime, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and you can subscribe to enjoy more videos like this. But that's it for today, so I'll see you next time. Bye!